Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio with your host, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
And now you're listening to St. Jude Play Live podcast series. On this episode, we have more gaming content creators. We have iamBrandon, Ravenheart, and also Goobers. Once again, if you want more information about St. Jude Play Live, go right now to playlive.stjude.org. That's playlive.stjude.org.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
Hi, what's up, guys? My name's R.A. Miller. You know me as Ravenheart, twitch.tv/Ravenheart.
I'm Brandon Stennis, aka iamBrandon. You can find me at twitch.tv/iamBrandon.
All right, first thing first, how you guys got your names?
Well, you go first. I'll explain.
Actually, I got my name from my father because it's his name. It's kind of boring, but my Ravenheart name. It actually comes from a book I was writing that I never finished. But it was the main character's last name, and I made it just to go on Twitch. I never made it to like, oh, this is going to be my stream name. It just ended up happening that way, and I was too lazy to change it.
My particular name, I used to go by a different name, which was UGR Gaming, which was my old website, and I kind of just like stuck with it. And then one day I decided to change it because I just felt like the branding didn't make sense. So I tried to make it as simple as possible and be like, oh yeah, I'm Brandon. And then like, now everybody literally calls me, oh, hi, what's up? I am Brandon. So that's what
kind of weird.
It's like, all right, well, that works.
Yeah.
Either way, my name is out there. Yeah.
So how you guys got involved with St. Jude's Play Live?
So 3 years ago, we started a charity event called the Scareathon that we were doing on Twitch. So basically, it's there's 35 or 30 like streamers.
Yeah, 72 hours straight, like 30 different broadcasters, like 72 hours, like all for charity, and they all play horror games, like back to back to back in different segments, like for nonstop for those 72 hours.
Yeah, and then we were here last year at St. Jude, and we decided to on the last day to create a St. Jude version of it within 2 weeks after the event, which this is now year number 2.
Yeah. And how has been the process, man? Because sometimes as gaming content creators, they sometimes they get like discouraged because maybe they don't have a lot of views or a lot of followers. Was it tough for you guys at first? And how was it getting the word out?
It definitely was tough, but the exposure part about it, or the reach part, it really isn't the tough part. It's getting people all together, and like, because working with streamers, like, it seems cool, everybody would have the same kind of mindset, but like to deal with people all around the world, because it's not just like people like coming together in one local area. It's we recruit streamers from around the world, different time zones, and to schedule them all into a perfect like nonstop marathon for 72 hours. That's the hard part, honestly.
That's really hard.
Yeah. So so when it comes to the reach, like we kind of just build off the reach we've already had. And also, we encourage the people that work with us in the Scareathon to get the word out too. And like word of mouth is just a powerful thing on our platform on Twitch. It's probably the most powerful thing, and we kind of know how to ride to ride that in terms of promotion. But like everybody that comes with us, who works with us in the Scareathon, they help us like extend the reach every year, and it really works out usually.
Yeah. And how you guys came up with that name, Scareathon?
Okay, well, the first year it was called we had to think of like a cool name that just sounded like really official. So we went with the All Hallows Eve Charity Scareathon, which was in hindsight, it's like that's actually a really long, kind of complicated name.
I was about to say that.
So we just kind of shortened it down to Scareathon.
Yeah,
because it is a marathon, and we're scaring people.
Yeah.
So was there something that inspired you guys? Like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's give back.
Well, when I first started streaming, I used to watch a lot of casters who did like charity streams like that, and one in particular was iCasper with the Quest of the Cause. And I saw it a few times, and me and Raven were friends already, and I kind of brought it up to him and said, hey, we should try to do something, but like in the horror genre, since that's what we love. And I reached out to Josh Belkin, who's aka Santa, and he also helped out with Quest of the Cause. And so basically he like built the whole system behind the Scareathon, and we started from there and kind of got the word out and hoped that people believed that it was going to be a good event, and it turned out to be really good.
So when you guys started doing this, was there like a horror game that you guys were playing that got a lot of attention from people, and they're like, you know what, let's...
We kind of ride the wave every year because there's always at least like usually like about one good horror game every year.
Yes.
And sometimes there's way more than that.
I'm a huge horror fan.
Yeah, heck yeah. You should watch this time.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
May 10th to 12th, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
Twitch.tv/Scareathon TV. Anyway, but usually like we have casters fighting to play one game, but we don't usually like have it like. We don't usually have it to where only one person can play the one game, but like we like to spread around the schedule. But there's always like I'm sure this year Resident Evil 2 remake is going to be like the big thing.
That's a big one.
Everyone's going to be wanting to play that, or maybe even like a couple of the new ones like Days Gone, or there's just going to be a lot of cool games. And sometimes we even get promotion from new games that are coming out, and we can talk about those too.
Yeah. And was there any content creator that inspired you? Like, man, I want to do the same thing as them. And that's the reason why you guys started, Twitch stream and all that.
Definitely iCasper for sure. I mean, like just the cool thing about the Scareathon is that like, and doing charity for St. Jude is I like a lot of my friends are doing charity streams as well. So I'm inspired by like my friends who stream as well and do that because it sometimes it can be kind of hard. And it could be, especially when you do it solo. So I've only done it probably twice solo, and it is very difficult. And so that's why, like, I'm always appreciative when we've done it as a team to make it work. But yeah, just I guess the people who also are streamers who I'm friends with and see them streaming for charity is always inspiring to me.
Yeah. Was there any hard moments for you guys while like starting to stream and?
Starting to stream
both like starting to stream or even an event because you guys want to give back and
I mean it was just I guess finding the footing of like how we were going to be placed in like this whole big thing. We were like a new idea and it wasn't like Twitch really knew about it, so we kind of had to come up with good concepts. So one of the things that I know from my side that I wanted people to know was like when you saw the art for the event that you knew what it was. And since we started, the art has like grown to be like awesome. And from like I have a writer's background, so I like wanted to create a little bit of a story to the Scareathon with the designs of it. And so the first one was like we had someone make kind of like a scary face, and then after that I started to think about okay, let's like kind of put two and two together. And how we can make this a bigger thing. So the artwork for it started with like a girl who was like she had like a demon face, but she had like skulls and stuff, and she's supposed to be a teenager. And as each event has grown, like you see her growing up and like getting stronger and stronger. And so I wanted to build that theme of having fear and conquering it. So which is the new one that we have is the same woman, and now she has a son. And so the whole thing about it is that we want to showcase that like giving back and showcasing your self-confidence, you can give that to the next generation. So that's why with this current design, she has a son and she's passing along all the stuff that she's learned to the next generation.
So there might be a listener that they want to do the same exact thing. Maybe they're also a fan of horror, right?
Yeah.
Horror games, most of them is mature, right? Yeah. So how that works, like for you guys to do that, and this is more like this charity is for like more for kids, for sick kids and stuff. So like how that works, man.
Well, I'll just say that like our Scareathon, it's for kids, but maybe not for the kids to watch.
Exactly. But yeah, we definitely got approval before we like even started.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I was gonna ask. Yeah,
because we like went up to like the staff of St. Jude and asked them, and they explained to them what we were going to be doing, and they said as long as you're not breaking TOS and not doing anything to like hurting yourselves and doing that, like you guys should be fine. It's not awesome. Like so we've always been very respectful of that and try to keep in line with the mission at St. Jude and keeping people knowing that like we're doing this for a good cause. Like we may be playing scary games, but it's for for the kids.
The first time I heard about you, so this was like maybe a week ago or so. I was online, and I think it was somebody from a PR agency. They were promoting World War Z.
Oh,
and there was a clip of you like freaking out playing World War Z. So I didn't know you were gonna be here. So then when they sent me the bios of all the people I was gonna interview, I'm like, oh, okay, I remember this.
Yeah, that was me.
That was you. Yeah. So then I saw you on stage.
Yeah.
During the first night, I was like, okay, I can't wait to talk to him. Man. So that was cool. So yeah, that's how I remember you, man.
Yeah, that game it's really good. I played for the first time, and I didn't know what to expect. And then as soon as I played it, a bunch of zombies were like coming out of nowhere. I had no idea. But like that's why I guess people like my streams, because I naturally react how I would in real life. Yeah. So like if a bunch of zombies are running at me in real life, I would probably scream and run away. So yeah.
You're gonna play that game also for the event?
I mean,
it'll probably be on the event, yeah. And Twitch has this new squad stream thing that we might be able to implement too with a few people, and we'll be able to get like maybe a 4-person group for games like that. And also there's another game, like co-op game called Pacify, that we might try to get on there too.
So quick question, why May? Because I know you could do this throughout the year, right? But why May that you guys want to start doing this event?
Well, we wanted to go alongside of the St. Jude Play Live Scareathon or Play Live event, and also like everybody who is involved with our Scareathon, like we want to make sure that they all get Twitch hoodies, so that like like if you raise $500, you're able to get a Twitch hoodie. And we have like from partners to affiliates, so we want to make sure that everybody has that chance to get a Twitch hoodie that has like St. Jude on there, so they can have that memory of like they raise money for charity.
Yeah. It's cool to see a lot of content creators from the gaming community doing this, man, because I've been doing this now for like a very long time. So seeing this is super cool, man. And I hope this inspires a lot of people to get involved too, man, throughout the year.
Yeah, and Brandon and I, this is not something like we just kind of like fell into or we just like, I contacted him. Oh, we have similar interests. Let's build this. We've been friends since like for years. We've been friends for almost 5 years.
Yeah. And it's even better, like that connection, right?
Yeah, and I encourage people who are looking to make like their own event or trying to branch out or trying to network with other streamers or like maybe build something like we have. Try to work within like what's natural, Try to work with your friends and people who have those similar interests and the similar messages of the similar like visions. Because it'll always work out easier. It'll always be more fluid. Like, don't try to force like connections with people. Like, try to make it work like within like your network, like with people you already know and trust, and it'll work a lot smoother every time.
Real quick. Well, just a little bit of background story on me and him. Like when I first started streaming, when I was a partner, Raven was like the very first like partnered streamer who talked to me, and the very first person I ever actually interacted with and did co-op streams with. So he has seen me like from the very beginning and until now. So it's been pretty cool to have this person who was like always like my mentor, so to speak, in the streaming world. And now we're like working together on this project together that started, and now it's like a thing,
Yeah. Mention one more time when you guys are gonna be streaming for 72 hours. I said.
Yeah, 72 hours.
So get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, we will be. The two of us will be awake all 3 days. So, but it'll be May 10th through the 12th on Twitch.tv/ScareathonTV. This is the first year that it's gonna have its own channel because it used to go back between us two. But yeah, Twitch.tv/ScareathonTV. You can also find more information on Twitter at twitter.com/Scareathon.
Yeah. No, but thanks a lot for being, part of the episode here, and it was cool. Really cool talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
No problem.
This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
I'm Zach, and I go by Goobers online. I've been streaming since 2014, and Metal Meal Meltdown is my thing.
It's your thing. Okay, all right. So tell me, how do you started with streaming and getting your name?
Well, streaming was I found this website because I really enjoyed a game called StarCraft 2. And I wanted to be more competitive at it. Needless to say, I am garbage at it.
You tried.
I tried. I got that goofy looking star. But I ended up finding some communities on Twitch. Variety casting at the time was this unknown thing. And I ended up finding a teammate of mine named Brotato. And he wasn't a teammate at that time. He is now, but I found him and I got ingrained in his community. And then through that and through understanding everything, I just kind of realized I'm like, okay, you know what? I want to try this. I want to see if I can do this and just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. That was the point. I had a job. I was doing fine. Just have fun with it. And so I streamed for about 6 months, and I met with some of my mods because I had said that I needed to get out of Iowa, which I was born and raised there. And through a crazy series of situations, they have invited me to live at their house in Seattle, move in with them.
That's a big change.
Not pay rent, and get my life started out there as, at the time, was a UX designer. And that was the whole point. They were wonderful. They are the people who changed my life and gave me the opportunity to be where I am now. So I took the opportunity, and while I was out there looking for jobs, streaming took off. And so I said, okay, let's give it a shot and see what it's like. And ever since then, it's been community-focused insanity.
Well, why community is so important to you?
Well, systemically on Twitch, the community is the building blocks for how we survive. We are not paid via ad companies. I mean, like, yes, we have moments in which we are sponsored or things like this, and those are more bonuses than anything. But just baseline statistics, they support us, and they are the reason why we do what we do. They, out of their own pockets. More of a less statistic number-based answer would be, they're my friends. I've met with many of them in different levels of engagement and stuff, and I know a lot of them, and we have this identity that can almost only be found in my community. And there are elements that I share with other communities, absolutely, but there's this, every community on Twitch has its own flavor, and we've created together the flavor of my community, which is known as the Goo. Goobers, Goo, all that stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a really huge thing. And empowering that community and empowering people to do things together is a very big deal in my community. So much so that we have actually a saying when crazy things happen and when people, group together to do something nuts and kind of breaks, defy the odds and stuff, they'll all just repeat over and over again, this is the Goo and this is what we do. So
how do you heard about St. Jude Play Live and how you got involved?
I think I heard of St. Jude Play Live through Q4TC, Quest for the Cause, with Casper and that whole group. I had heard of them. I saw what they were doing. I got more involved in it when I know some people who work at Tiltify, and they basically said, like, hey, you should meet Zach. And I met Zach, and the first time I told him about the idea, I was pretty sure he thought I was nuts.
Can you mention it?
So Metal Meal Meltdown is the event that I do, and that's my thing, and it's a week-long event where I get community members from my community and from other communities as well, and we get together and we stream for a week. We haven't hit the 24-hour mark yet, but we're trying to get as many people as we can to hit that 24-hour mark. So it's just constantly for a week, where we cook meals that are like metal, rock and roll themed.
Okay.
We listen to metal music. We dress up and change our kitchens to look as metal. Like I put tinfoil all over my refrigerator to make it look metal.
Okay.
And we'll make metal themed meals as we raise money for the kids. Like I'd make like creme brulee or a dinosaur-looking head thing that was covered in hot sauce that was made all with vegetables, and we just called it the Vegadon.
That's funny.
Right. So it's all metal themed. It's all crazy like that. But overall, we raise money together, not only on my channel as I stream in the middle of the day, but then I also support and send the love over to community members that are involved in that as well, that are streaming on their own channels for the event as well. And we continue this kind of like, because originally Metal Me Meltdown started as a proposition from one of my community members named W. Scott81, who had this idea of a community like kind of cook-off.
Okay.
And so I carried that and said, like, you know what? Like, what if we did this as a charity event as well? Mm-hmm. And so the idea was to be charitable, but also like community driven and empower the fact that like together we can do something crazy, but it has to be together, you know?
Yeah, I'm also all about the community. I think engagement is super important because I feel like a lot of content creators, they focus so much about just the numbers and followers and that's it, and forget about the people that are supporting them, you know. Mm-hmm. So I think it's cool that you're focusing on that, man, since the beginning. You know?
It requires an immense amount of trust, like an immense amount of trust in your community, and to know your community. It really, really does. And it's scary. It's scary because...
Why is that? Why is it scary to you?
Well, from my perspective as a full-time streamer, this is different from different levels of streamers as far as, you know, where they are in streaming and how big they are and how long they've been streaming, all these different factors. But in my specific case, I don't pull in thousands of viewers. I pull in a couple hundred at the most, you know, like, and it's on that edge of like, because my community is very giving and supportive in that regard, there's the trust of like, okay, like, I'm going to do this as long as you guys are supporting me and supporting us. When that dries up, okay, I will try. I will do my best. I will give everything I have, but I'm trusting in you that if you really want this, you're going to support to make it happen. And that especially applies towards things like Metal Man Meltdown and other events like that. It's scary. I put weeks of work into preparing Metal Man Meltdown, and I didn't know I was going to make a single dollar. My first goal was for Metal Man Meltdown was $2,000. We ended up with, was it $18,000? I think it was about $18,000 in the first year. And since then we've passed the $40,000 or the $50,000 mark total.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, that's the power of the community, man. You never know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was it that got you like involved? Like something that, like maybe a story that inspired you to also get involved with this St. Jude Play Live?
You know, there wasn't really, I'll be honest, like there wasn't really any specific story. I knew what St. Jude did, and like the base level, right? There wasn't any specific story that drove me and like empowered the moment. However, once I had been started and like we had worked with St. Jude and it was amazing and it worked really well, coming here for the summit last year, that was the moment of like, okay, not only am I happy to work with who I'm working with, but I made the right choice, and they're like showing results and they're showing what they're doing all over the place. Like, I think what like really, really sticks is seeing the community, seeing like the response to it, where I have a community member who is like a big advocate for cancer research and cancer prevention and everything. And when I announced that I was doing that, she was almost in tears. She was so happy about it. Her and several other people, like seeing that moment of like, yeah, this is real. This is going to people who can actually like truly benefit from this and truly understand like where this is coming from and why this is happening. And it was seeing that response to that was just like, okay, like my heart is 100% here and I've made the right choice. And everything I've been seeing at the summit has just been a reminder that like, yeah, this is great. This is what we do is good, you know?
Yeah. The question I've been asking to everybody else that's coming over here is that, there's a lot of other content creators that also want to get involved, but they might be discouraged because maybe they don't have a lot of followers or a lot of people that doesn't view their content. What advice you would give them about getting involved with St. Jude Play Live?
Just turn your damn stream on. Like, just do it. There is nobody out there is judging the amount of money you make for a charity. You've made money for a good cause.
No.
That is important.
Mm-hmm.
When you're thinking about like, okay, if I don't have enough followers, if I'm not big enough, all this stuff, it is irrelevant. It is irrelevant to the cause. What is relevant is what you do with the time that you have, what you do with the moment that you're giving yourself, and what you're doing with this opportunity, and how you're taking that and how you're making it something and inspiring others. That's the important thing. You could be streaming to one person, and if you inspire that one person to give $5, or if you inspire that one person to go and try a stream of their own for this, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Or if you've inspired that one person to send a tweet out or to look up more information on St. Jude, if you inspire people based on your actions, whether you are the biggest streamer on Twitch or the smallest streamer on Twitch, it does not matter. It is the fact that you did something. So don't take and get analysis paralysis and lock yourself in thinking, I don't have enough to do this or that. You are raising money, raising awareness, and doing something for a good cause. And that in and of itself is reason for you to put some time and effort in.
Can we get a sneak peek on what you plan to cook during that week?
Oh, man. I would love to tell you, but unfortunately, the metal researchers are still cooking up some things, so it will have to be a little bit more secret until then. So,
okay, all right, cool. So, what's the dates and the people, and also mention like the
official
website.
dates will change, but what normally ends up happening is it's about the week before Thanksgiving, and in November, in the middle of November, we'll go for a week. We'll be putting calls out for people to join in for grabbing the streamer slots. And it's open to people who are big time streamers and also like people who have only streamed once or twice before, like community members that are not streamers, but they want to help. It is open to all, and we want to make sure that we forward it because it started as a community event and it will be a community event.
Awesome. What games are you playing lately?
What games am I playing lately?
Yes.
Really dumb games. I play Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, which is just a really doofy ragdoll AI battle sim. It's goofy. It's really fun. We try to beat the whole game with hobbits.
Yeah.
And then most recently, a very small indie game that came out known as Forager came out. If you're listening to this, go please just look up Forager.
That's only PC, right? PC?
It is on PC, and it will eventually be coming to Switch, Xbox, and PS4.
Oh, okay, all right.
And but it oozes charm. You meet the dev in the game.
Yeah. All right.
So it's all good. So yeah,
cool.
I would say those are the things, and then I have no idea what I'm going to be playing. I don't ever know what I play. It's just kind of how things roll. We very very organic is how we roll our stream. So
Thanks a lot for doing it.
yeah,
man.
not a problem. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Awesome.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, so we're going to continue with our final episode of St. Jude Play Live podcast series. And here is a bonus audio content that was recorded at the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. This is an interview with Dr. Lupo and his wife, Mrs. Dr. Lupo. So check it out, and we'll be right back after this.
Samantha, Mrs. Dr. Lupo.
And I'm Benjamin Lupo. I've had the opportunity to work with St. Jude now for a few years in a row through a number of different charity events, either set up by me or set up by friends, Guardian Con, and I've this past year did a couple things. being here in person is totally different than seeing the pictures and videos. You know, they send out a lot of the media stuff, the videos that we watched. And we watched one earlier, actually, the first day that I had seen multiple times because I've used it for charity stuff in December and all that. And seeing those videos, they're very moving. Seeing it in person is very different. It touches you in a way that you cannot possibly expect. We had the opportunity earlier today, actually, with Jason to walk through the hospital. It was my first time walking directly through St. Jude. And I mentioned this story earlier. I'm going to mention it again because I'd never seen anything like it before. We're standing there and we're talking about admission into the hospital and how all that happens and the process there. And as we're having this conversation, a mother is pulling a cart, like a little wagon, with her child inside. There's clothes and food and stuff, but this patient was balled up on one end of the wagon with an iPad, and it's so different seeing it in person. You can't possibly imagine what they're going through unless you've experienced it yourself, and I haven't. And I'm very thankful for that. You know, if I ever got to the point where Charlie was having something going on, we have a 3.5-year-old. If Charlie was having an issue, and it was something that St. Jude could help with, it would be the first place I'd reach out to, because seeing that and seeing the support from all the people that are here, everybody that works here, seeing the fact that there are patients, countless patients that have come full circle and come back to intern here. We talked to Caleb earlier, who's an intern here now. I've seen tons of people that the impact that St. Jude has had on their lives, and I've heard countless stories online, and just all of that, the summary of all of that, seeing it in person is so different. I don't even know how to describe it unless you're here. And it's more than what people hear online. We
learned that they get like pots and pans and if they stay at Target
everything's
House.
furnished.
And that like blew our mind. We talked to a family and they're like, we packed up everything. We packed up our pots and pans and we got there and we didn't need them. And we talked to one family that they've never had a solid home together as a family before until they came here, and all of their belongings are here, and this is their home now. And for them to come in here and, like you said, everything's taken care of, and that just blows my mind. And like you said, people don't realize that their pots and pans and their towels, and like I would think that I would have to come down here and run to the store and go buy towels. But
the script line that they have bullet points for you to hit when you're doing the advertise. You know, the charity fundraisers are like, you know, no travel expenses, not a single bill, all the medication, but it doesn't go into the details like that, because the laundry list of things that are covered by St. Jude, it's everything. It is everything, and it's stuff I'm sure that people don't even think of until they're in the moment and they need those things, that they just don't have to worry about it. St. Jude gets the entire list, top to bottom. Listen, if me getting my butt kicked at Mario Kart and Smash helped take their mind off things, then more power to them. They were ridiculously good. Ethan, the kid we played Mario Kart with, was very, very sweet. But every time that he would take the lead in a race, we played one cup, and I could hear him say to me, "I got first again." Just like so nonchalantly, like it was just, oh yeah, easy. And I considered retirement on the spot right in that moment. Thankfully it didn't, but they're very innocent about it, and they just want to have fun. At the end of the day, it's one of the main reasons that I play video games from the beginning. I've been playing for 25, 26 years. I'm 32 now, and it's the reason I still stream. It's the reason it's the reason a majority of people that I know play anything to begin with. It's a good way to disconnect. It's a good hobby, and ultimately they just want to have fun. I started streaming about 4 years ago, and on my 30th birthday, my wife and I decided, after a long deliberation, I'm the kind of person that takes a long time to decide on anything. We decided to give full-time streaming a shot. And the response to that was overwhelmingly positive from the community of people that had grown around the channel. And as time went on, I continued to get lucky like that. I got lucky and popularity continued to increase. And the size of the platform that I guess I have now it's bigger. I think it's bigger than even I realize. And because of that luck, and I don't know, I've always looked at myself as a regular person, just like anybody else. We went and saw Avengers last night, and I took pictures with a bunch of people that were waiting in line because they recognized me when I was there, which was really cool. I love that. But at the end of the day, I always see, and I told them the same thing, I'm just a regular dude. I'm not any different from anybody else, so I've never felt like I deserve some sort of special treatment. What makes me any different than any of these kids that are at St. Jude, fighting this horrible stuff? So ultimately, that platform that grew up around me, that I didn't ask for it, so I might as well use it for good, right? I could sit and focus on myself and focus on my family. And don't get me wrong, just like everybody else, we have bills to pay, and I got a mortgage and a lawn to mow and stuff like that. But there are kids that need the help too, and they can't do it themselves because they're just kids. They're 2, 3, 4, 5, and might as well put that to good use, right? Content creators have have something about them, just the way that interaction happens, especially when it's live, that not a lot of platforms have. When we stream, we're constantly talking to people. The people that are in my chat, that are in any streamer's chat, there's a relationship there. And as you get bigger, it's difficult to maintain the same level that maybe if you're a smaller content creator, that kind of thing. But it's still there. It still happens. You have these moments and you share. People know my family. People know Samantha. They know me. They see her come down and we have conversations and our cute little interactions all hit on her on stream and stuff like that. But they see that stuff and they see Charlie run into the room and he wants to sit in my lap and play the running game. I play a lot of Fortnite and he holds the controller, the stick on the controller forwards and makes the character run. It's the running game. They see that stuff, and so they see there's no filter there in terms of how I'm acting or what I'm doing or saying. It's genuinely me, and so they know because of that whatever thing I'm trying to support, like St. Jude, you see the genuine interactions between these kids and their parents when they're here. If you're here at the summit, or the videos that St. Jude puts out, all that media, all that is real. I was talking earlier to the chief marketing officer, and she had said that when it comes to those kids and making those videos, there's no script. They literally just turn the microphone on and talk to them, and that's it. That's all you have to do. That's real, and that connection between St. Jude and how those kids act, like who they are as a person, and what our viewers see on Twitch and Facebook and Mixer and YouTube, wherever, it's the same. So at the end of the day, it's almost a no-brainer to take what we're trying to do and what St. Jude is doing, and that connection is it's there already, so you might as well embrace it.
I'm excited for us to take everything home and share the things that we've seen, because I said it on social media that we're here because of our community generosity, and we just want to be those goodwill ambassadors to come back to them and be like, let me tell you everything that you guys are doing, because we're just the middleman. I mean, we're just the person that is transporting the money from one spot to another spot, and it's all because of our community and how amazing they are that they're willing to be a part of this adventure with us. So
they're willing to trust us when it comes to this.
We want to go back and show them and tell them everything that they're helping us do. So,
all right, but thank you everyone for listening to the St. Jude Play Live podcast series. This was a lot of fun to record, and I had a great time over there, not only meeting the gaming content creators, but the whole St. Jude team, and also all the kids that we met at the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Had a great time, playing with them and talking to them, interacting with them. It was really cool, very inspiring. Hopefully we could do this more in the future. And remember, everybody, get together. These kids, they need your support. Go right now for more information on how you could join and help out. Go to playlive.stjude.org. That's playlive.stjude.org. Join right now, discord.gg/St. Jude Play Live. Or follow them on Twitter, St. Jude Play Live. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.